to be able to share a few words on the Parshat. In the Sefer Shemos, we see multiple times many of our leaders making sins, doing sins and making mistakes. But we never see a certain punishment that is awarded to them. We just carry on, and finally we reach Parshat Vayikra. It's a very interesting concept because we're brought up in our lives that when you do something wrong, you get punished. A child, he does something wrong, doesn't listen to his parents, he'll get punished for that. He'll go sent to his room. If somebody speeds when they're driving, they'll get a ticket. So now finally in Parshat Vayikra, we're introduced to what happens when someone does a sin. You have to bring sin offerings. There are 4 cases that the Torah mentions in Parshat Vayikra of somebody who sins. If a Kohen Gadol sins, if an individual sins, if the community sins, and when a leader sins. 3 of the 4 cases, it says the word if, it says the word im, implying that it's not necessarily that he's going to sin, but if he does, then he has to bring a sin offering. With one of the cases, the pasuk says Asher nosi yecheto, when a leader sins, implying that he's going to sin and it's going to happen for sure. Rashi makes a comment on this saying, what does this mean, Asher? He says it means Asher, it means praiseworthy is the one that is the generation that we have a leader, and that when he sins, he's able to recover and come and bring a sin offering and make up for his mistake. The Sfas Emes questions this. What does that mean, praiseworthy? What's so special about somebody who when he sins, he comes in unintentionally and he regrets it? What's so special about that? Of course, somebody who violates Shabbos accidentally turns the light on, he's going to regret it. He's not going to feel good about himself. If somebody eats on a fast day, he wakes up and he drinks from the water, he's going to be upset. He's going to regret it. So what's Rashi saying, praiseworthy is generation? What does that mean? The Sfas Emes answers saying that when a leader sins, it's something that reflects on all the people, on all his followers, and all the people that he is responsible for. It downs all the community. So when he sins, just like a Kohen Gadol, it reflects on the whole people, as his job is to represent the people. We can take that to ourselves that in our lives we are leaders in all different situations, in our families, in our workplaces, even in yeshiva, to other people around us. We're leaders. We have a responsibility to look after people and for people to look up to us and to have a certain level of experience that we will be doing good for other people. And that happens constantly. And therefore, when we sin and we do something wrong, which is bound to happen, we have to be able to recover in the right way. We can also take that for ourselves personally, just by ourselves, being leaders for ourselves. Rabbi Sachs, Ronen brings a story. He says, when he became chief rabbi, he had to have a medical. And on the medical, he was on the treadmill, and they were asking him to run and speed up. And he asked them, what exactly are you measuring? Is it how long I run for? Is it how long I can keep going? And they said, actually, no. We're measuring how long it takes you to recover. When you get off the treadmill, how long it will take for your pulse to return to its normal rate. And that's really what the essence is of being a leader, someone who's responsible for himself. So there will be times when it's hard for you, and when you fall and you slip up and you make a mistake and you sin. But the real recovery, the real test is the recovery that we're able to do. How we're able to bounce back, how we're able to make a true recovery from where we are. And that's the Ashrei, that's what it means, praiseworthy the generation. When we're able to come back and offer up and say, look, we did this, but we are able to get back on the right tracks. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, good Shabbos, good Shabbos.